This is Mark Phelps reporting for AVweb at EA AirVenture 2023. I'm here at the American Bonanza Society booth, where they've got an airplane here which is pretty special for me, a little bittersweet in a way, because I used to own a E35 1954 vintage Bonanza, and when I saw that this airplane was going to be on display, I said I got to take a look at it, and it makes me jealous. It makes me jealous to not have my airplane anymore, but it makes me especially jealous to see how great this one looks. So we're going to talk to Jason, who's the owner of this airplane. He's from Rochester, Minnesota, and he's going to show us some of the modifications that have been done to it, some of the work that's been done to it, and what he plans to do in the future. And most importantly, he's going to talk about the experience of buying this airplane, and it being not so much a purchase as an interview, as he said, from the previous owners, making sure that the next family to own this airplane was worthy of being the custodian of it. So let's talk to Jason.
Yeah, my name's Jason Fischer. I live in Rochester, Minnesota, and a little bit about me. I'm originally from Ohio. Did all my flying background, all my training came from the Ohio State University in Columbus. I currently work out of Minneapolis at Sun Country Airlines, and I fly the 737 out of there now. I've been there for 8 years now, and always been interested in the Bonanza here, and bought it about 3 years ago out of Maryland from the King family that owned it since 1969. So the father that I bought it from, his father owned it. So it's been in the same family for a long time. What I kind of noticed with the buying experience anyways was that it was more like an interview process and not, who comes up with the money first. And, I had multiple conversations with the previous owners about, what I want to do with the airplane, and they asked me about my family and if I have kids, and because that's how they used it. So when I purchased the airplane 3 years ago, it didn't look like it does now. Part of the things that they did to the plane was obviously a panel upgrade to pretty much what it looks like now, with a few exceptions of some stuff that I added. And then they did all the interior. So the interior is all leather, and the windows was all done with that too. And then they also did some other mods with the extended window. So that was another mod they did. The other mod that they also did was the air scoop in the back. So that was added during their ownership. Yeah, so part of the process of doing some of the upgrades that I did was obviously bodywork and paint. And before I even considered painting it, I wanted to make sure that the rudder vaders were going to be good. So the search started, and it probably took me a good month before I found some out in Kansas City at a boneyard, and they had several to pick from. And fortunately, I found some that were good. I was able to send them right to the painter, and he could strip them down and make sure there was no corrosion, and he primed and sealed them. And so now I have, a set of probably good rudder vaders that are going to last at least for the rest of my lifetime. So the color choices that I picked have a little bit of meaning as well. But so I went to the Ohio State University, and I wanted to kind of put a little bit of touch of Ohio State in my airplane. So hence the scarlet and gray colors. It fits me well, and so that's what we went with. When we got into the paint shop, we noticed a lot of older dents from previous years, probably some hail damage in the wings, and they spent a lot of time filling all of the dents and stuff. I wanted the metal to come out of the paint shop looking like it came out of the factory. So the previous owners obviously did a lot of work to the panel from the original purchase of the E35. So there's lots of modifications, as you can see in here now. All the piano keys have been replaced with normal switches today. We have the circuit breaker panel down here. We got a dual yoke that they also replaced. They got the Garmin 750 up here as well. and then they had the Aspen Evolution and the S-Tech 50 autopilot. Some of the things that I did after I bought it, because I knew I was going to be doing some more panel upgrading to it, was I bought the JPI 930 along with taking the vacuum system out and putting in the Garmin G5. And then the additional modifications are going to come here in about 4 months up in Faribault, Minnesota at Stein Air, and they will be taking out the floating panel along with the Evolution, and they will be all replaced with the G3X Touch, so it'll be a 10-inch screen in there. This will be inserted flush with the panel, raised a little bit, and below here will be the GFC 500 Garmin Autopilot, which will replace the S-Tech 50. Yeah, so been here at Oshkosh, for the last 5 days, and talking to a lot of people looking at the airplane, have a lot of questions about it, about what I'm doing to it, and and what my future is with the airplane. And and a lot of, sometimes they ask me, well, why are you putting so much into the airplane? You're never going to get that back out of it. And, my answer to that is, I'm not trying to get it back out of it. It's about keeping the Bonanza alive, keeping the history alive, keeping the spirit alive here with the Bonanza. And, hopefully I can pass it on to my kids someday, and they can keep that spirit alive too.